up, everybody? Super happy. It's a beautiful day. It's the first episode of the new year, and we're on the T8 Outdoors podcast. And I got somebody I really look up to in the hunting industry here on the podcast today. His name is Chad Waligura. Um, Thanks for coming on, buddy. It's been a while.
And man, my pleasure. It has been a long time coming that we arrive at this point in time. So it's good that we meet, and especially if you're just starting out getting a podcast going, it's really cool to get everybody out. Just shed some more light on what we're doing in the disabled outdoor hunt world.
Yeah, we're a small fraternity, but we're growing. We're growing and we're getting out there and we're, just trying to get the word out there and to help people with disabilities, get in the woods.
Dude,
Feel
it
the
was really small, right? I've been injured a long time. I got hurt in '86, so the internet was a baby, and there was no information. There was zero information on hunting, fishing for quads, for pairs, anyone with a disability. So I was right on the cusp. So we pretty much had to figure it out on our own for 2, 3, 4 years, and then the net was just starting to go. There was no social media yet. It was just websites, and browsers were new. Browsers were a big deal. You're just learning how to search stuff, and there wasn't much out there. But now it's really come a long way where you can go on YouTube now and search like adaptive fishing. There'll be 40, 50 different videos of equipment, of people doing it. It's great. So it's we're doing a good job. Whatever we're doing, it's working. There are some good things about tech.
right, right. We're chipping away at the scene here. So just super thankful for you coming on here, man. You've been, like you said, you've been at it for a while. I'm just, I pull everyone's. I got your Instagram up here. What got you? Or first of all, if you don't mind, if you can you dive into your injury, how that happened, and how were you into the outdoors before you got hurt, or how did this
Oh
all
my God,
happen?
yeah. I was 17 when I got hurt, diving into a pool. Nothing overly stupid. I mean, we did a lot dumber stuff than that at that age. A boy in high school,
Yeah.
you do a lot of things that are fun, that are a little risky. You don't care about that. So I, I, it just, it, I tell people it was meant to be, and it really was, because I was very lucky. First of all, I was lucky that I broke C7 and not anything higher. That was really lucky, and because it helps you be able to do a lot more stuff, especially now independently. Even though, man, I've had to work for 30 years to get total independence. At first I was worthless. I was totally worthless for about a year and a half or two. Just doing stuff. Your life changes so much when you're a quad. But as far as we grew up in a small town. My grandparents had a farm about 20 miles away where we spent a lot of time growing up. It we were lucky to grow up in the country. So hunting was part of that childhood. Soon as we got BB guns and pellet guns, and thank thank goodness, got to graduate to shotgun and rifle. It hunting, I was hooked. I was hooked early. My dad was a big bird hunter. He liked ducks, and he didn't like geese because it's a lot more work. But dove hunting, duck hunting, that was my obviously that was my first things growing up, because my dad would take, I'd beg him to take me all the time. So when I got hurt, I wasn't too sure if I could still wing shoot after that. That was the toughest thing to figure out, because it's so difficult when you can't pull the trigger anymore. When you're a quad, it affects your hands. And I was lucky to have triceps at C7 because it helps be able to, hold your gun up and swing. So we figured it out. We figured it out, and now I'm able to help other people figure out that same deal. Even this past year, past couple weeks, where I'm helping people learn how to wing shoot just like I did 40 years ago. So tell me that wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, it's that's basically how everything is now is post injury is just chipping away, figuring it out, like just trial and error. A lot of error, and just a lot of
Hey, that gets me excited now. Anytime we fail at something, because I know it teaches you so much. I learned more from failing, from getting stuff not right. And then you'll be laying up. I'll be up at night in the middle of the night, going, "Okay, I figured it out. We got to do this. We got to try this." So
oh
I
yeah.
like back in the beginning, we failed. I was like, "Oh man, I'm not going to be able to ever do this again," or it was so devastating. And now I was like, "Oh, I get it. You got to fail so you can figure out what you need." And just keep at it till I'm still trying to perfect. Even some of the equipment I have, most of it's pretty perfected, but you'll come up with some idea. Mainly, I see stuff that's going to work for other people, and so I'm like, man, we got to have that because I know people that is going to work for. So I got to be prepared now for all levels of disability because we help take people out, and turkey hunting's coming up quick. So I've already got 3 or 4 people that wanna go turkey hunting in April. I'm like, all right, man, I'll be ready. Let's do it.
I love it. And so is are you doing all this through what is it's a 501c3 Able Outdoors, correct?
Yes, yeah. That's mainly for shooting the shows, the videos, but it's also it's like that's our public side, and then behind the scenes we take people out hunting and help them get the equipment they need. Or I like to tell people I give them the tools and I kick them out of the nest because
Right.
you can't take everybody, but we can help people get started, and then they run with it on their own. And if they need a place to, you know, they need to come hunt with me, then we'll do it again. You know, it. I've got people that I go with every year, and then there's new people. So I just I kind of go where God sends me, and whoever He sends to me, wait, I think this is what everybody ought to do. I always say yes. You never say no. If somebody needs something or wants to do something, you say, "Yeah, we can do it." Well, let's get started.
Right. And that goes to the Bible verse where God goes, who will go for it and or who will go for me and or here I am, send me, and all the people coming your way and yeah, I'm just really stoked on your whole your outlook and exactly what you got going on, and that's the main reason I started this podcast. I was having a lot of people reach out to me and ask me like, oh, like how can I get out in the woods? XYZ. How do you do this? How do you do that? And it's just like, and I I wanted to give people an avenue and just show them like logistically how to get out into nature and how to do this and like even if it's just getting out in the woods, not even hunting, and it's just getting out there and doing it and just showing them how to. And it's like, like Google, just get on the internet, figure it out. Just type in disabled hunts, whatever state you're in, or if you're able to travel, go and Wyoming, Nevada, Texas, Arkansas, wherever you need to go, there's people who are out there willing to take you out there and willing to
to help you get
get
out.
you in the
Even
woods. Yeah, yeah,
even if you're by yourself, there's people out there that are around that'll help. That that is, all it takes is one. Well, one of my good buddies, he's got a wife that goes with him whenever he needs to travel and stuff, and he's like, man, we could do anything with one energetic caregiver. That's all you need. I was like, you're right. You're right. You can go with ends of the earth with one energetic caregiver, one buddy, one buddy. But if not, I mean, a lot of those group hunts that you go on, they got great people, volunteers. You could show up. You show up by yourself, and a lot of guys have to go by themselves sometimes.
right.
That's just the way it is. It's good knowing you have somebody there waiting on you that's going to help no matter what. That's
Yeah,
been through the same stuff. You're like, man, I know what you need. Just come on, we'll help. Don't worry about anything else. You just show up, and we'll get you out.
that's one thing I really like to emphasize on this channel is the camaraderie and the family aspect of the outdoorsman world. People, because there's so many people who know how beneficial and how prized it is to just get out in the woods, get out into nature and be at peace, be away from just getting out of that everyday lifestyle, that circular pattern we find ourselves into, and you just get out in the woods and it it's hard. I'm hard like
It's the best therapy in the world.
yeah, it's so good. I'm like it gets me so happy.
I was just listening to a podcast where a guy went out and he spent some time with some of the tribes in Africa. I mean, away from civilization. And he's like, you know what? After a week, I forgot all about my phone, about technology, he's like, all my anxiety was gone. My depression was gone. You know, there's something very basic about being in touch with nature and how we're meant to be out there. We're meant to be part of nature. And when you get removed from that, that's when you get depression, anxiety, and all these mental stuff. Life
Yeah,
becomes very difficult mentally when you're not root in touch with nature. Where that's I think that's where God intended us to be. I mean, we're
100%.
supposed to be out there, and hunters and fishermen understand it because we get to spend more time out there than most people, and it does something for your heart, does something for your soul. There's some peace out there to be found. I mean, we do it because we love it, but we know what's out there. That's why we keep going back.
Yeah, that's our drug. Our drug of choice is God's creation. But sweet deal. So like I'm going through your Instagram here and what so you got a bird dog. How did that come about? Did you train the bird dog yourself or
I
how
got
does
a
that work?
couple. Yeah, oddly enough, my dad got my first dog for me a year before I got injured. So I tried to train her. I didn't know what I was doing, but I did a little bit, and I only got to hunt with her one season. It was a chocolate girl, and so I got injured. I didn't know I was going to be able to hunt. We had a duck leash. They got off the duck leash. They didn't know if my dad and his buddies. They didn't know if I was ever going to be able to do it again. So my poor dog, I didn't have the wherewithal. I should have brought her inside the house and kept her with me every day. but I was too worried about me. I was too selfish. So I gave her, thankfully, I was smart enough to give her away to a hunting guide here in town. This is in 87. So a long time ago, but it was good for her. So fast forward, I didn't have a dog for, you know, I had a couple buddies that I hunted with that were young and they were really good about going to get the birds. And then and my dad too, they started getting old and they weren't as good. I was like, man, I got to get a dog. I've always wanted a professionally trained one. So I had a couple that I didn't have trained. And then I was like, you know what, I'm doing it. So I went and found a trainer that I liked. And actually, the first one I had trained laying by me right now. She's 10 years old. So I'm sold now. That I had no idea how much they were going to improve my life because they need to be, you need to get them out every day and work them. Not every day, but if the weather's nice, we're out 5, 6, sometimes 7 days a week, either walking them or working them. Then it gets my lazy ass out. And so
Right.
I, I, I have to get out and, I was doing this before, but I wasn't as dedicated at getting out and just doing some road work. I pushed for over a mile, sometimes 2 miles a day for a while, especially when it's pretty out like it is today. It just made me stronger all over. Transfers are easier. It's better for your digestion to sit still. It's bad for your body to sit still. Circulation's bad. It just so they really improved my life, and hunting wise, they made me. Hunting is so much better. Bird hunting when you have dogs. Now I can guide. I can actually guide other people. I tell people I'm the only quad guide in the world, and I might be, especially for bird hunters. So I've got a youngster now. My 10-year-old, she's slowing down, so I got a new one. He's 2. He's already been through boot camp, and he's a little go getter.
Yeah,
So
I absolutely love dogs. I had a black lab for 15 years, and that was the best animal, the best thing to ever happen to me was get the day I got that dog about a year and a half after I got injured, and just the
oh my
mental
god, yeah.
part about it is just they do more. They did that dog did more for me than I could ever do. Like it's so hard to explain until you have
Life's
something that
way
loves
better with
you.
a good dog, buddy. I got him certified. It was especially my first one. She was so super chill. I got her certified as a service dog so she could go. I go visit patients sometimes in the rehabs, and when we travel, I can take her everywhere now, and it's just so much better, so much better to be able to. If I had a brain in my head, I would have had one while I was in college, because so many people want to come up to you and meet you, and a lot of people have like this thing in their head. They don't want to. It's difficult to approach someone in a chair. They're just afraid they'll say the wrong things or whatever. If you got a dog, it makes you so much more approachable.
Oh yeah, it's a huge icebreaker.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't like to get out as much. They you kind of want to isolate yourself, especially right after you get injured.
Oh yeah.
And when you have something to take care of, you're like, you kind of put that aside. You're like, I have to get out. I have to get out and get in, even if it's just taking them out to walk. You meet more people while you're walking dogs, or it's different. It it helps.
Oh
It
yeah.
helps
Life changing, big time.
for sure.
So I was playing around, I was searching around on your Instagram too. Are you still doing triathletes, or how did you get involved doing that, man?
That
That's
was
pretty
that. That was
impressive.
my dog's fault again because I started walking them so much every day, and I've always wanted to do like a 5K. And you know how people tell you your shoulders are going to wear out eventually,
Yeah.
and it was like 35 years. Like, man, I better do that if I'm already doing a mile and a half a day. I can roll out of bed and do a 5K. That's like 3 miles. So
Yeah.
I did that, and that was really easy. I was like, well, let's do it. Like, let's try 10. And I'm friends with some of the OTs at Tier because that's who my contacts are.
Uh-huh.
Whenever patients want to, they want us to come visit patients. And she's a runner, like a big time runner. She travels the world doing marathons. And she's like, "You're not doing a 10K by yourself. I'm coming to help. Because you have to stop and get the drinks every now and then and stuff like that. And some parts are a little difficult terrain wise. She's like, you're not doing that. You need me. So I was like, all right. Her name's Lisa. I was like, all right, Lisa, you can come. You can come. So we started doing some runs together, and then I was like, you know what? I've always wanted to do this half marathon in Vegas, and she's like, oh, we'll do it because she travels anyhow. So that was grueling. I had no idea. First of all, there was 25,000 people there. Second of all, there was 5 people in chairs doing it out of 25,000 people, which isn't near enough. More people need to get involved. In Houston, there's actually a couple of groups that do runs that, that just for people with disabilities. One of them is called Be Abled, BEE Abled, and there was another one called Achilles or something, but Be Able is the one that got me started. I started with them, and then I just do them on my own. They're everywhere if you start looking for them. So we went to Vegas, did this. We prepped a little bit. Half marathons are like 13 miles. So I was like, man, but it's flat. I got to have it flat. In Vegas, it's flat. But what I didn't know is, the roads are crowned a little bit. So it's always pulling you.
One way or the
That's
other.
why that's why I needed Lisa with me because she would keep one run behind me and like push a little bit on one handle in my chair to keep me even. That way I could push equally with both arms. And I'd never done pushing all out for like almost 3 hours. But we did it. It was great fun. It was grueling. So fast forward a couple years, I'm like, you know what? I talked to a guy on a podcast, and he's like, I used to do a sprint triathlons, but I would do it as a team. And like I would do one piece. There's like 3 legs, and he's like, I would get 3 people. I was like, well, I can do that, and I'm not going to get 3 people. I'm going to do all 3 myself. So we started looking into ones that were it's just more interesting because you get to swim. It's not near as long and boring as a half marathon. So you swim a little bit, you bike on a hand cycle, and then you just do like a 5K on the end, which is, man, I was so happy to get to that 5K part because the bike part was difficult for me because the way you lay back on the bike, my blood pressure was always dropping. So I had to
Mm.
wear a binder and like those tight leggings, and my hands had to be taped to the pedals because I don't have any grip. Once we got all that figured out, it's like 10 miles biking, and everybody leaves you, of course, because I'm the slowest.
Yeah.
I think there was one guy in there who was brand new amputee. He was missing a leg, and I beat him because he was,
Nice.
he got to the end and he was in pain because he'd never done anything that much of a workout yet.
Oh
and he was
yeah.
struggling. So I was like, dude, I know it was tough for you, but I appreciate you not uh, keeping me from being dead last in this race.
I'll take it.
But it was good. It was great to do. I just wanted to do it and finish it. I had about 5 or 6. There was like 4 OTs there, part of my team, and a friend of mine that was my wheelchair dealer. It was we had a team. It was great. We had, I would do that again. I would do it again. So, but I try to get everybody out pushing more, even if it's just like around the block, and just get out and push a mile. And people don't know that you can do that, because especially quads, because when you have those little skinny pneumatic tires, and then they're trying to push on the push rims, which is very difficult when you don't have grip. So
Right.
I've you've seen my chair. I've got those mountain bike tires.
Yep.
So when I went to that, I've got gloves now, and I push on the tire. So now that makes it so much easier, and very few people know about that trick, that hack right there. So if you're out there and you're trying to push on the push rims and you don't have grip, get a wider tire with air in it, like a mountain bike tire. Get some gloves and push on the tire. You get more bang for your buck, and you can get out there and move around more. Anything that gets you out there moving around for more, you should do it. You got to fight it. You got to fight it. It's 39 years later, and you got to get up and struggle every day. You have
Yep.
to if you want to succeed at being, at being spinal cord injury. You have to get out there and keep moving. That's all there
Right.
is.
That's exactly what I've been harping on this podcast. I've only done a couple of them so far, but it's putting one foot in front of the other. Push yourself 6 inches. 6 inches turns to 12 inches, turns to 18 inches, and then you just watch the domino effects fall. And that's why I've been telling people too, on like who've been trying to get out into the hunting world and the outdoors, is you knock out one, or you open one door and that door will lead to another door, and then from there you'll meet this person, and that person will show you to this person, or it'll open up your mind, and it'll get you, it'll domino effect. And like I said, I'm probably 13 years maybe into like actually seeking to be. So I used to travel the world snowboarding before I got hurt, and then I got hurt, and then I was down and out for a while, and then I got into hunting, and now that I don't know if you want to call it a career, but it's just where I'm constantly, that's all I think about is just hunting and fishing, and that's all I want to do. And
Oh
just
yeah.
to see how many doors have been opened up for, just for X amount of years I've been into it. It's great. You know what I mean? Like, you meet amazing people, social media, you get on there and you type in disabled hunting or wheelchair hunting or wheelchair outdoors or whatever, just those key phrases, and you meet great people. Like that's how me and you have gotten contact with each other, just through Instagram, and just start chatting, and you meet great people and doors open up, and those like I always, one of my favorite sayings is, God will move mountains, but you have to bring your shovel.
Yeah.
You gotta put in work. It's not just gonna poof and your life is gonna get all better. It's like, no, like God, like when you want patience and you want strength, God's gonna give you trials and tribulations to grow stronger, to grow mentally stronger and physically stronger and all that stuff. It's not just gonna, God's not a genie. God will give you what you want, but he's gonna you're gonna have to earn it.
Sometimes you got to meet him halfway. he,
Yeah, precisely.
he will give you the opportunity to struggle, and you got to take it. You have to, man. Okay, I've just met a couple people recently that have, and we were talking about this with somebody. First of all, it's easy to fall into that trap of not doing anything, like isolating yourself, not going anywhere. But there's also a trap of getting in a power chair instead of a manual chair.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted me to get in one when I left the rehab, and I was like, no way, no how. It just because once you get in there and get used to it, you may never get out. If if you I tell people sometimes, like, if you ever get a power chair, get a manual too, because you need to spend as much time in it as you can, even though it's going to make like life a lot more difficult to get around on your own. It's going to benefit you so much in the future to go through that and struggle with that. It's easier to travel. One thing, it's easier for people like your buddies. They're going to come pick you up, and they can't come do that if you're in a power chair.
A
They can't just
300-pound power chair.
they can't just fold it up and put it in their car and go. So and if you're in a power chair, you're just basically sitting in it all day long. You're not moving around. Like, you're not moving your body. You're not making yourself stronger. And there's a lot of people right on that cusp line, like C5, C6, even man, if you're C7, you should never be in a power chair. But if you're in that line, you should fight to get in a manual and struggle as much. A lot of times I got to tell people as parents, I'm like, let them struggle. I know it looks bad. It looks
Yeah.
bad. Let them struggle with everything, especially right off the bat. It, I still struggle with doing stuff, but it doesn't bother me. That's just life now.
Right. You get used to it after a while.
Yeah, yeah. I know it looks bad. When you're doing it, it doesn't look bad. You're just, you're like, all right, it's going to take me a while, but I'm going to get it done. So sometimes I'll ask for help, like if we got to change a light bulb or something.
Yeah, yeah. If there's something that's just too high for me, that's why that's why my girlfriend's tall. Like, always told myself, like, oh, I'd never date a tall chick just because I don't want to look constantly, like, look up at her. But I'm like, it's so
Don't
nice
limit
when we go to
yourself.
when we go to the grocery store now, and like she's able to get stuff on the top shelf and I can get stuff on the bottom shelf, and it works out. It's a happy medium. But yeah, like you said, get out there and constantly move, constantly get your body moving. It's like I'm a big believer in the gym. I'm on the gym, and I have a bike as well, and I ride my bicycle. But it's constantly moving, constantly building your body up, because your body can atrophy really quick.
Oh
And
yeah,
with your body atrophying, your mind's gonna start going too. You know what I mean? You're gonna put yourself at a position to where injuries are gonna be more prevalent, and yeah, and you're just gonna put yourself in a bad position to where it's gonna make life harder in the long run. Rather a little bit of pain now than a lot of pain later, and so it's just get out there and make the
it's a
most of it.
mindset, boy. It's a mindset. It's tough to do. It's tough to look at it, face that every day. You're like, oh, I'm tired of it. Like, especially when your blood pressure is low and you feel tired most of the time, and like, I don't feel like getting out and pushing down the road, or just
Yeah.
getting up and getting in, transferring your vehicle and going somewhere just to get lunch. Like, I don't feel like it. So easy to succumb to that pressure. Like, oh, just don't do it. Just go take a nap. Not
Right.
there's anything wrong with naps. It's important to get out of your chair a couple times a day, elevate your feet. It just helps your circulation to actually function correctly for a while. It
Right.
just
Yeah. I have a
don't
I have
do it
a
too much.
Yeah, I got a stand-up frame. I'm lucky enough to have a stand-up frame, and so just, but yeah, it's like even getting that thing out, and I'm like, oh, it'd be so much nicer to just lay in my bed just for a little bit. But it's like, no, dude, it's like getting that, standing that for an hour, just crank that out, and then you can rest. There'll be plenty of time for rest, plenty of time for this, blah 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 blah.
So
But
you need to try. You need to get one of those little vibration platforms to stand on if your stander will let you do that. I was lucky. I got a standing frame chair, a standing chair that I can get in it and push myself up manually to stand up, but the foot plate will actually come all the way off at the bottom.
mm-hmm.
So we elevated that chair up a little bit, and I got one of those cheap vibration platforms off Amazon, like $200, and it simulates walking. So I hate to do this, but it just kind of
Okay.
vibrates up and down.
Yeah.
It it keeps your blood pressure up when you're standing up. For one thing, for quads, it's uncomfortable to stand up because your BP drops, and it's just good for your body, your joints, your muscles to have that vibration when you're standing. That's kind of the newest things. That's probably one of the best things in the past 10 years that I've changed about just daily, keep your legs stretched out, get out and push around for a mile or so a day. Standing on that vibration platform. It should stand up I only stand up like every other day before I stretch my legs out. But I could get in the habit of every day, but it's just so, I need to do better with that. Just I'm like, I don't, I,
Yeah.
I always do it every other day if I'm here, no matter
Right.
what.
Right.
But
Yeah,
the
we're
more,
all, we're all guilty.
what?
I say we're all guilty of throwing the
Oh
towel
yeah.
in.
Oh yeah. It's so easy. Like
Awesome.
this morning I was like, oh, I'd have to get out and get up early to go before we got on. I was like, I'll wait till this evening. It's gonna be pretty. I'll get out and run the dogs.
There you go. Yeah, I missed my buddy. He just got too old in 15 years. He had a good life. It was a great dog. But another thing, so having those dogs and being able to hunt with the dog, how has that changed your life in order, like you said, like you're a guide, or you get to take, you have the ability to take people out hunting, like how does that mentally benefit you and those around you being able to do that now?
It definitely opened up. It's kind of like finding a new hobby, and I mean, it's the same hobby, but it just kind of changed, because I love to hunt. I love to get behind the trigger, but it also like helping to get other people out and watching them getting getting them their first hunt. It doesn't even have to be their first.
Right.
Sometimes it's their first hunt ever. Most of the time, it's their first hunt after they've been injured, and just watching how quick they can go from not knowing how to do it to being out there and actually doing it. Or they don't. We turkey hunted like 3 weekends straight last year. We took 5 or 6 people out, and we only one person got a bird, but we had such a great time in the outdoors. It Getting a bird, or a deer or whatever is like inconsequential. It's great, and I know it's going to happen, but that isn't the most important thing. The important thing is showing someone they can actually go on a hunting trip. They don't have to have their mom or dad with them, or they can come out there and do something by themselves that they've always wanted to do or didn't know they could. It's just it's so different. It's more enlightening. It's just that's what we're here to do. I mean, but I like going. We actually went the last weekend after we had all our hunters, and we saw a bunch of birds. I was like, man, we're going the last weekend. We're gonna hunt for ourselves. I was like, I saw too many times. We need to get one. So we went on our own, and I ended up getting a big bird last year at the end. So it paid off.
That's cool. And that that's something you mentioned is seeing somebody else do something that you want to do and just seeing how they go about it and just learning those logistics. Because like a lot of people who are with disabilities and hunting like that is they want to do it. They have the means to do it. They just don't know how to do it. And it's the logistics and being able to see somebody else go out there and do it. Like, oh, like how do I do X, Y, Z, whatever it is, and you have those, let's say like videos now, or just going out with somebody who has an injury as well, and it's a 9 day difference. It really helps. 'Cause that's like I was saying, like before me and you got on here, is like I have people messaging me on Instagram like, hey, like how, like I really want to get outdoors, like how do I do it? And it's just doing telling.
You're gonna have to have the answers for them now.
Yeah,
Sometimes
well, like I keep harping. My first answer is, get in contact with your local fish and wildlife department. Like I've fish and game on several states have absolutely helped me, first find game, how to get out there, where to access public lands, how to access BLM lands, which roads, which gates, stuff like that. And it's
there needs to be a group in California, buddy. I'm gonna. Have you ever met Dustin Berg in New Mexico yet?
I want to say the name sounds super super familiar.
So he's got a organization called Go Unlimited, and New Mexico, he's the only one helping people with disabilities out hunting fish, and you'd like him. He's got some of those electric off-road, uh like mountain bikes, and
Mm,
they do rides. They do
that's
stuff
cool.
year round. But he would be a great person if you're ever thinking about like starting an organization in California.
Yeah.
He would be a good one to model like how he's doing things where you are.
Yeah, I'm
Everything
gonna.
he's doing would be great for you to do in California. And you should go hunt with him, draw a tag in New Mexico, and go hunt with him someday. We're gonna put in as a group this fall for like antelope in New Mexico because I want to film a antelope hunt out there.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get like 20 people to put in for the mobility impaired season for a certain unit out there. So if you don't have that mobility impaired card in New Mexico yet, you should call their game and fish and get the application so you can get your card.
I got mine, but if you're watching this and you hear that, everybody get your mobility impairment card. Every state has them, and
Yes.
that allows you to hunt from any kind of four-wheeled vehicle. So get out there
And
and get those mobility impairment cards.
in New Mexico, most importantly, it allows you to put in for those mobility impaired seasons and part of the public draw.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there's special seasons for us.
If anyone wants to put in part of that group, just come find me, and because we're gonna have a couple of those electric mountain bikes. I'm gonna have a couple of those Outrider Coyotes,
Things
and
are sweet.
Dustin's got a couple, and we're gonna go antelope hunt on foot like you're supposed to.
Well, yeah, I was seeing your Instagram. You put the decoy up on the front.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
worked. I need to put an elk cow decoy because that one was a little too small to hide my whole profile, but it worked. I got an antelope when we tried it. That was before they had the actual 4-wheel drive version. That they let me borrow their road one.
Yeah, I
And
was
so
gonna say that looked like a prototype.
yeah, I'm out there running through over the sagebrush in their 2-wheel drive road version, and we got close enough. We actually stalked it. There was one. Man, I love hunting antelope just because you hunt them all day long. You get to look at a bunch of them, and
Yeah.
they're in some beautiful wide open country. So I can't wait to go out and get like 3 or 4 people on one hunt that we get to film. It's probably the season used to be right at the beginning of August. Now it's towards the end, early September, late August, which it doesn't matter when it is. So it's fun. It's great to be out in New Mexico and go on a hunt like that.
Yeah, that sounds like an absolute blast. I've been blessed to hunt over a couple water holes for antelope pronghorn and been been successful. I was able to get both times I was able to hunt, and I got one with my bow and arrow. So I was pretty excited about that. The hunting over a water hole at 20 yards, and you just sit there, and they got a drink. They
I
come
got
in
a
and
drink.
they got a drink. It's
We're gonna
hot.
get you out there to chase them around and stalk them.
Yeah, that sounds like a blast.
It is, buddy. It is.
Sitting in a blind and it's 105 and it's sweltering. I'm in my underwear, sitting in the blind and yeah.
No,
Oh,
they
that
got
was
that.
brutal.
You need that Mister fan like we use when we go hunt. When we dove hunt and it's 100 degrees, either that or that icy. It used to be called Icy Breeze Cooler, but I think a different company owns it now. But it's run by a battery. You put ice water in a cooler, and it actually is like an air conditioner. Be perfect for sitting in that hot blind, and it'll run for 3 or 4 hours.
I definitely got to look into getting me one of
You need
those.
one of those. You need one.
I love it. What other big game hunts have you been able to go on? Like what has been your favorite hunt so far?
Oh God, Africa is my favorite. It's been 10 years though. Elk. I hunted one elk, and I got one elk. We hunted them about 3 or 4 times. They're not easy to get. They're not easy to hunt, which makes it even better. I love it when it's more of a challenge. So,
That was a bull elk, correct?
boy, yeah,
Yeah,
we were
I saw that. Was that New Mexico or?
in Mexico.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We hunted one in Ponsagon in Utah. Only saw some cows, but my dad's always wanted to go to Ponsagon to mule deer hunt because in the '80s that was like the mecca of mule deer. We saw some good mule deer. I knew he wanted to go, so I was like, "Let's
Yeah.
go."
I
We
was
may
gonna
not get it, but we get to ride around the Ponsagon once in our lives,
Yeah,
which is
I was gonna say that's still a very highly sought after mule deer spot. You know, that and the
it is.
Kaibab in Arizona are just big deer, like big deer.
That's what I want. We're a friend of mine's got a lead for me this fall in Colorado that he's got. He's like, man, I got a good, perfect place so we can go hunt big mule deer. And I was like, let's do it. I want to do a show where you go after, you know, we get able hunters can go after big deer too,
I love it.
and we're gonna do it. this will probably be the year that I draw Utah after we line this one up in Colorado. I'll probably get 2 or 3 because I've got points built up in Wyoming too. I was like, you watch. For the past 10 years, nothing. And this year I'll probably draw 2 or 3 in a row in the same one, which would be a great problem to have.
Can't complain anytime you get out in the woods, right?
I love getting in a Jeep and ride around in the mountains and mule deer hunting. There's nothing like it.
Oh yeah, yeah. When I was just like we talked earlier, when I was in northern Utah this past October, it was just the trees with all the aspens were bright yellow, and it was just gorgeous. Just driving like incredibly steep terrain. Like I'm not gonna be rolling around in my wheelchair, obviously. So like we're in the car, just driving around, just beautiful, beautiful. Just
I know. I can't wait. It'll
any
be here.
corner, any corner you pull around, it might be the special corner, you know?
Could be a could be a 200-inch mule deer standing there.
Yeah,
It's gonna
well,
be
I
so
hope I
cool.
hope you get one in Colorado, man. There are definitely some Godzillas out there. That's for darn sure. I've seen them personally.
I'm
So,
ready. I'm ready to do that one and get out there in Utah with the DOUSA Utah guys.
yeah,
Be
Disabled
man.
Outdoorsman Utah, everybody. Check out their Instagram. It's DO_USA, right? Yeah.
I think
D-
so.
DO_USA. Great
It's
people. Get in contact with them, message them, let them know you want to hunt. They're just amazing people. They blessed me with a
on
hunt.
the list.
Yeah, they're
I
on
mean,
the list.
hunters too. They're a great group, and their application they always open theirs up right now. They're the
Who
earliest
is this?
disabled Wyoming disabled hunters.
Wyoming, and then there's
Oh, that's
Nevada
Wyoming.
wheelchair.
There is a group in Nevada too.
Yeah, there's the
Have you been
Nevada.
with them?
um,
There's like Nevada disabled outdoorsman or something like that. But
yeah,
they
so
look kind of small. I've never. I need to send somebody out there to hunt with them and see what kind of hunt it is.
they got. I just applied. Their application period's open until April. I applied already.
All
So
right, you're gonna be my
my
operative then.
guinea pig. I'll take. Hey, I'll
Yeah.
if they take me out there, I'll take it. They just took Instagram friend of mine bull elk hunting and shot a giant bull, six by
Oh
seven,
yeah.
beautiful bull. Yeah. So everybody, if you're hearing that, get on Google, Nevada outdoorsman wheelchair. I don't know, but you type in the keywords, it'll pop up.
Well, there certainly aren't too many groups in Nevada doing anything like that. So yeah, you need to get a hold of that guy and find out what kind of hunt it was. If they went after him on public land or they had private or what happened.
Yeah, I was talking with them 2 weeks ago, and I was gonna get him on the pod, but he was like, "Oh, I'm going deer hunting." I'm like, "Hey man, you go deer hunt, we'll worry about this later. We got plenty of time to do this."
Yeah,
So
deer season's coming to an end. You got to go. You don't have too many.
yeah, get after it. Fill that freezer while you can.
Our general season in Texas might end this Sunday. It usually ends early January, but then you have places that have like managed lands,
You're
and
right.
then they can hunt till mid February.
Wow. Yeah, I went I have a buddy who's got 15 acres out there. And I just went out there and I got four does and a
Yes,
pig too.
there's
So
some places here that have a ton of deer. There's some counties that are, yeah, just
yeah, it was just insane.
you 5 deer county or there's a lot of landowners that have a bunch of tags. They just have too many deer. You got to kill does every year. That's just
Right.
does and cull bucks.
Yeah, there's I take the from Southern California to Texas, they take the 10 freeway all the way out to Junction,
Oh
and
yeah,
there's a large section there where there's just roadkill everywhere. Like insane amount of deer just piled up on the sides of the road. So the population down there is absolutely needs
that's
thinning.
a pretty area, buddy. That's where we started bow hunting in Texas on the WMAs. They had a draw hunt every year for archery, and it was nobody really wanted to go hunt there because it was difficult. The success rate was like 5%, and so very few people were putting in. I was like, let's go. I just want to get drawn.
Right.
And we would get drawn every year. I killed a spike every year, but we
Count
saw
it.
we saw some decent bucks and exotics. It was just fun being out there hunting. That's what we were learning how to bow hunt.
Just getting out there and hunting, man. That's what it's all
Right,
about.
hunting. We brought meat home every time. We had a great time.
I love it. Well, Chad, it's been an amazing time. Super, super happy to get some information out there. Do you want to just let the people know how to get a hold of you or what Able Outdoors is? And
Yeah, uh, just come find Able Outdoors. We're on Carbon TV. That's the coolest spot that we're on. It's a streaming service. It's free. You can just search Able Outdoors, Carbon TV. You know, most people find me on Facebook, either Chad Waligura or I have an Able Outdoors page. I'm not hard to find. I was around when the internet was a baby. I'm on there. I'm pretty sure you can find my cell phone number online. Yet nobody hardly ever calls. I welcome it. I only get spam callers. So
oh man,
come find me if you want any info. We just had our turkey hunting episode from Florida come out, and we're gonna do another one. We're gonna go hunt in Georgia here in a few months in April with the KT team. I want to film that one too because another great group of guys doing great work, doing God's work, buddy.
I absolutely love it. It's great to hear.
Keep it going.
Amen. Well, I at the end of every podcast, I let everybody know like I give all the glory to God in this podcast, and I'm just ready to see where He takes it. But I lift up a prayer at the end of every podcast. So if you guys are watching this and you wanna lift it up, bow your head, whatever you want to do. But I'm gonna pray real quick for us. Father God, Lord, thank you so much for the time that you've given us. Thank you for this opportunity to talk with a friend that it's been coming for a while, Lord, and I just thank you for all you've done and all you continue to do. I pray, Lord, that whoever needs to see this or hear this, God, that you'll put it in front of them and that you will be able to get them out into your creation, Lord, and that they will be able to have fun and just find that happiness and that joy that they once found, Lord God, and that your name be glorified in all that we do, and that your strength and peace just consume us, Lord. So guide our hearts, Lord, and use us for your glory. And it's in your Son's name. Amen.
Amen, brother. Keep up the good fight.
Amen, brother. It's all right. Cool. So I hope to hear from you soon, and we'll have you back on the pod here in a little bit.
All right. We'll
All
do
right.
it after
Thanks, Chad.
you. Take
Yeah.